Hey guys, today we're going to talk about how to counter Dominus Impulse in Nibiru with SALAMANGREAT. And yeah, we're just going to start into it. In this example, I've got Dominus Impulse and Nibiru right here. Of course, we're not talking about how to counter both of these, because if your opponent has both, then it's really hard to counter, because your counterplay involves special summoning, and if he negates the special summon, then of course, yeah. We're just going to talk about Dominus Impulse first, because it's kind of easy to play around it, because it's not that easy, but you can just, for example, if you now summon Salamangreat of Fire, let's say we only got Salamangreat of Fire, nothing else, then we're going to declare it, get Gazelle, and then we will link it away for the Bailings. And now, most of the time, or like all the time since the last 5 years, we were always doing chainlink 1 Bailings, chainlink 2 Gazelle, because we wanted to chain block the Bailings, because we wanted this to resolve. But in this case, we actually want the Gazelle to resolve, because it can get impulsed, because we control a monster, and yeah, it's a special summon effect. So you want to add the to the Bailings chaining 2, so you add the Sanctuary, then you special summon the Bailings, the Gazelle. And now there are 2 possible ways to play this. There isn't that much you can do with only Salamangreat of Fire, because for example, you activate this and go for discard Spinny, then they will just activate it on the Spinny effect, and then you will just go into Sunlight Wolf, and that's it basically. But what you can do right here is you can just not switch, but declare this to mill the counter trap. It doesn't really matter, you can also mill the rage, but in this example I'm going for the counter trap, and then just go into Sunlight Wolf, activate the field spell, and go into another Sunlight Wolf, and then just use the Sunlight Wolf to add back the Roar. So that way you at least have 1 interruption, and this is still way better than, yeah, just getting impulsed. But yeah, let's look at what you can do when you have Gazelle plus an extender, Salamangreat of Fire plus an extender, because with this you can do a lot. To bottom of deck and to bottom of deck. So if you have Gazelle and Salamangreat of Fire, you can just normal summon the Fire. Fire will then add the Weasel, and then you just go as before. Use the Salamangreat of Fire to go into your Bailings. Bailings will be chaining 2, Gazelle will be chaining 1, so we will activate, we will search the field spell first, and then special summon the Gazelle. And then effect of Gazelle will then mill, yeah, whatever you need right here. In this example, I would just go for the Roar. No, actually, I'm sorry. Misclick. You will go for the Spinny, and then this is the thing right here, because you can just go for Spinny and then special summon it, and if they Dominus Impulse this, totally fine, you still have another body. You can just let it go through, and then go for the Mirror Stalio effect, and then he impulses this. Doesn't matter, you still have 2 Salamangreats in graveyard, and you can still special summon the Weasel. So yeah, in this case you basically are free to go, because the most important thing for you is to resolve the Gazelle, because the Gazelle can just yeah, get you free like 1 more piece, and if this gets negated, then you basically lose 2 bodies, because you lose the Gazelle and you lose the Spinny in this example. And every other special summon is just a +1, so you're not missing anything. So if you, for example, your opponent lets you go through everything, you can just right here special summon the Jack Jaguar, and then just go for Promethean Princess. And now when he impulses this, you can still special summon the Weasel. So You basically just hold the Weasel until to the point where he just uses the Dominus Impulse, and then you special summon the Weasel, and then you just have enough bodies, so it does not really matter. And you end up with the full combo, except that you had to mill the Spinny instead of a counter trap. So yeah, that's it about this. This is Dominus Impulse, so if you play safe, you just end up with 1 interruption less, because if you milled the counter trap, you could have gotten both traps, and the Promethean Princess and Balings and Raging Phoenix and Grave, and like that you miss out on 1 trap. But yeah, then we've got the same. We will just look how to counter Nibiru, so I will just reset it right here. So bottom of deck, bottom of deck, bottom of deck. So this is basically the same. We'll just move it over here so you can see it. And in this combo we will just go fire, fire get, yeah, it's always Gazelle or the Weasel. In this case I will just grab Weasel and then activate the circle to get Gazelle. And then you will just go for Balings. Then as before, because of course your opponent always could have Dominus Impulse, you'll just go chaining 1 Gazelle, chaining 2 Balings, add the field spell, special summon the Gazelle. Gazelle effect will then trigger where it's summon number 3 and get yourself the Spinny to graveyard. Now we're at summon number 4 when activating the Spinny. And now the next summon is nibbable. This is a word. So your opponent can nib on the next summon. So that's why we need to go for Promethean Princess now. Because if we don't go for Promethean Princess now, our opponent will just nib us on the summon of Mirastalio. And then we cannot play through the nibs. So yeah, we have to go for Promethean Princess right here. This will get banished. And then at every point, it could also be just this point right here, when our opponent nibs us, like for example he declares this will go to graveyard, we can just, because we have 2 Salamangreats or more in the graveyard, we can activate the Weasel. Weasel then go into another Balings, and then Weasel will activate to target. It's important right here that you don't target the Balings, because you need the Balings in graveyard. And you will just, for example, take the Gazelle, move it, then put this under the deck and draw a random card. Does not matter right here. This is obviously a good draw for this. But right now, when the Gazelle got summoned, you will then activate the Promethean Princess. This will target, it doesn't matter, it's really up to what you want to get rid of right here. If you need the Gazelle in graveyard, or if you want to destroy the Nibiru so they can't attack over your cards. In this example, I will just destroy this and the Balings. Then Nibiru goes to the graveyard, and you can protect your own Balings, and the Promethean Princess will still get some. So in this case right here, I got nipped on the summon of Promethean Princess, but of course your opponent will wait for you to activate the effect to special summon from graveyard, so I will not use it right here to special summon anything else. And now we can just go into our Raging Phoenix, then activate the field spell, and just go into another Raging Phoenix. And this will then activate and get yourself the any trap. I will just take this right here and then set it, and just like this you have the 1 protection, the 1 summon back, and the Promethean Princess. You have the the Promethean Princess and the Salamangreat Rage for 4, and that's it. So that's what you can do if you want to play around Nibiru. And bear in mind, you still have 1 more card you draw with the Weasel, and you have 3 more cards in hand. So if you have this backed by 2 hand traps, for example, you will probably not die this turn. So yeah, I really like the idea. And just keep in mind that your opponent has 1 less card in hand. because you activated the nib. And yeah, that's it about the video. If you have any questions, please leave them under the video, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.